What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Over the last couple of days, Black Ops 7 was officially revealed. Many of us waited months for this reveal to see what the next Call of Duty title is going to be about, and it seemed like it was just the worst thing that Call of Duty could have done, or Activision could have done, because as soon as they revealed the game, I've never seen more Call of Duty hate since like maybe Advanced Warfare versus Battlefield 1, and that was almost 10 years ago. So basically, it just had an insane amount of dislikes on the worldwide reveal trailer. The comments, every single one of them, as far as I was scrolling, every single comment had something negative to say. Whether some people were saying this Call of Duty reveal trailer actually made me pre-order Battlefield 6, or they don't know what they're doing, Call of Duty's not listening to us. And just take a look at some of these comments. And the craziest fact is, these comments have more likes than the actual trailer does itself. When you take a look at the actual Call of Duty reveal trailer, it has an insane amount of dislikes and barely any likes to it compared to the 28 million views that this trailer has. And if that's not enough, people are comparing it to the Lego Batman reveal that ended up coming out with Gamescom, and they have more likes on their trailer, while they have 1/20th of the views that the Call of Duty reveal trailer has. Now, there's a couple of things there's a couple of reasons why I believe that Black Ops 7 is just one big mess right now. First off, I think the way they marketed Black Ops 7 was a very big mistake. So what they did was they ended up showcasing the gameplay reveal trailer that the majority of it was showcasing campaign footage, and I felt that when people saw how crazy and outlandish the campaign stuff was, people exo boost jumping, and then also the crazy like floors switching, the buildings turning upside down, giants in the game. And it was like at that point when people saw that, they started freaking out. They're like, what the heck did Call of Duty do? And many people assumed that this was also going to be a part of multiplayer. And this is literally the first thing they showed at Gamescom during opening night live. So imagine how people would have reacted to that, just seeing all this crazy stuff and then automatically assuming that it was going to be a part of multiplayer as well as a Warzone. Now, the thing is, around the same time that they dropped this trailer and it was revealed at Gamescom, Call of Duty also posted the Direct. Now, the Direct actually breaks down multiplayer. It breaks down zombies. It talks about the new features, the new content coming in with it, and actually gives you some footage, right? But the problem is it only has 200k views compared to the reveal trailer that has 28 million, so not as many people actually got to see it. And then also at the same time, a bunch of different creators who were flown out to play the game early just started info dumping, and I feel like that it was just so much information at one time that not a lot of people were able to catch up and read up on everything and be informed, right? So a lot of people just took that initial trailer and ran with it, and I feel like that is the biggest issue currently right now for Call of Duty. The fact is, they haven't really shown full-on gameplay, and people are already talking about this is the worst Call of Duty they've seen. They're not going to be purchasing it, and they're going to be playing Battlefield. And I definitely think most of this hate could have been avoided if they just simply didn't show that trailer. If they didn't show the gameplay reveal trailer and instead had the direct play as the first thing that you saw with opening night live, then it probably would have changed quite a couple of opinions. People would have seen exactly what the multiplayer and Warzone and that type of side of Call of Duty is going to be, instead of like the wacky psychological, LSD effects that they got going on with the campaign. Now, I did speak to some friends who play Call of Duty occasionally, some casual players. My brother's also a casual player, doesn't keep up with COD info or news. He just goes on with what he sees. So he didn't even know about the BO7 reveal until like a day or two later. And then he saw the trailer and he was telling me like, are they turning into Fast and Furious? What's going on with COD? Why are they jumping so high? Are exosuits back? And he was asking me questions like that, which I feel like that's what the majority of the casual player base is feeling right now, because they don't go out of their way to search up information and look it up. They just see the trailer and then they move on about their day. Now, there's also the other half of the community, the ones that are in the know and they're still upset with Black Ops 7. For example, they ended up having the Direct. Even in the Direct, the comments were still very negative. And then there's also a couple of things and features that people aren't too happy about. For example, carry forward this year, a lot of people have mixed opinions and feelings about that. Although it's pretty cool to see your cosmetics come back from BO6, at the same time, there's always been the issue to where people just don't want to see Beavis and Butthead or Ninja Turtles running around and eliminating people and just looking crazy. Right now, imagine that, but now on the new Call of Duty title that you just spent $70 on, seeing American Dad and all of that just going crazy in the middle of the game. That's like something that people don't want to see, and they would rather give up their cosmetics that they purchased in BO6 than to see that type of stuff in Black Ops 7. So there is the mixed opinions with that. Then there's also the other thing. So the theme of Black Ops 7 being futuristic, people have wanted to see grounded games in Call of Duty, and then they sort of split the community in two. You got half the community that wants Call of Duty to stay realistic, stay grounded, and keep boots on the ground, and then you also have the other half that's sick and tired of the same Call of Duties over and over again. We had Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 6, all boots on the ground. Even before that, years before, we have MW 2019, Cold War. All these games, they're just straight boots on the ground, right? And people have felt that it's gotten too repetitive and it's not as enjoyable as it used to be, and they want something a little different now. And because of that, the community split, and both are not happy with the way BO7 is, because the fans who want boots on the ground, they're seeing the features in BO7, they're thinking they're way too futuristic, and then the people who want the futuristic stuff, they're thinking, nah, there's still boots on the ground, there's not enough going on, and the game looks exactly like BO6 does, so they're not going to be that excited. And then there's also the whole skill-based matchmaking situation and how the game gets a little too sweaty too quickly, and people just want to, you know, casually play the game, grind out, and get some camos and unlock and level up weapons, but they don't want to have to deal with like a pro lobby, right? Now, the thing that I can say is a lot of this hate stems before everyone sees the official gameplay, and I've spoken with many creators who actually got to fly out and play Black Ops 7 early, and from what I've seen and from what I've heard is they're not really all too worried, because they know that the difference between the gameplay that they actually got to play versus what Call of Duty marketed and made, you know, BO7 look like with the campaign trailer and all of that, it's two completely different things. They're completely different. Charlie Intel said the game feels and plays like a mix of BO6 as well as BO2, and the game is smooth. It's something that he feels that many people have wanted to see, even with BO6 initially, but they never got to see that. And basically everything BO6 did wrong, BO7 is here to fix. So they're not really all too weird, because they got to play the game early and they saw that it was definitely a great experience for them. Now, obviously, they could be biased. I mean, they were flown out and all of that, but regardless, the point is we're going to get to see gameplay footage during Call of Duty next, and you'll be able to make that decision for yourself. And then the beta will also begin shortly after. Even if you don't pre-order the game, they will have an open beta where you can try the game out for yourself. So I feel like this year and this time around, the marketing is not going to be enough to convince people to purchase the game. They're going to have to get on and try it for themselves with that beta. And this is the exact opposite of how BO6 was. Black Ops 6 was like, people were already sold instantly as soon as they just heard the words Black Ops 6. As soon as they were like, okay, Black Ops is finally back. We just had 2 years of Modern Warfare. We're so excited. Zombies is also coming back, and people were instantly sold. They didn't even really need to see gameplay footage, and pre-orders are already at #1. This time around, Call of Duty needs to put a little bit more work in to get those pre-orders and get those sales, and in my opinion, that is a very good thing, because that will push Call of Duty to do better, improve the game, and give us what we want. So hopefully everything turns around and people actually end up enjoying the game, and they give us everything that we've wanted, and it's a great experience for people overall. Anyways, that is all that I have for you guys. Let's see if Call of Duty can turn a mess into a success story. But that is it for this video. Thank you for tuning in, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys back on the channel again. Peace.